Yes. So my background is on journalism. Back in Brazil, I studied journalism and social communications. And then when I came to the US, I started studying marketing. But what I love doing is telling stories, but mainly listening to good stories. And during my career, I heard like so many wonderful women sharing their thoughts and sharing their ideas and their projects. And I realized that sometimes they had like great ideas, but they didn't know how to put it out there in the world, or they didn't feel like confident enough to do that. And mainly, I feel like when you change your culture, you change your environment, it takes some time to feel confident, to feel empowered, and to realize that all your backgrounds still have value. Like you still build something back in your home country that still have value here. You do have to create maybe a new strategy, but you have to own your own story to be able to share it with other people.
That's wonderful.
So, I see when I look at a woman, I see like her story, and I try to really work on mindset first. And once we have like this mindset, when I see that this woman feel like empowered again, and she knows that she has something really valuable to share to her audience, we start working on content creation. And then content creation, when you talk about social media, is not just going, just creating a profile and start posting anything that comes. It has to have a strategy behind it. You have to have a plan. Where do you want to go? What do you want to create? Which type of impact do you want to share in the world? So I really focus on helping this woman to figure out like what is the thing, the special thing in them that they want to share and they want to impact other people. Once we have that all set up, I can feel that we have like this energy and this person is empowered, we start to build a strategy for social media. And then it depends. Sometimes we're going to create like a whole business strategy, because a lot of women are just figuring out what they want to do. Other women, they already have their business. They just don't really know how to organize their strategy for content creation. And so we create this whole strategy, really focusing, Delano, and keep in mind that people don't have much time. And when I talk about social media, a lot of people come and say like, oh, it takes so much time. I have other priorities. I have other things to do. You know, I'm a solopreneur. I do it all. So I really know that, and I can feel that. I do the same thing. So I really focus on just like saving your time and creating a strategy that you can apply this month and next month, and you're going to have like enough time, and it's going to be fun. You're going to create something we're proud of and gonna bring like results for your company.
No, that's great. Yeah, I kind of a lot of times complain about it because, like, you know, solopreneur, I am posting on the social media, catering to my clients, business development as well. So, but I love the way you do things. Like, you do like a lot of stories, a lot of different things. So I guess, yeah, talk to me about the social media part, which I'm really kind of interested in. I guess, like you said, you create the story, you understand the content, you understand the niche that you're trying to reach. After that, is there anything else? You know, you post, how do you keep people engaged? I guess we could talk about possibly that. Maybe how do you keep people engaged when it comes to that strategy?
So in the moment that you create a strategy, you create like a good content that is connected to your audience, your niche, and is connected to your what you want to share with your business. We create like different types of content. So, and you have to, if you're just getting started, we have to start testing it. There is no formula. If anyone comes to you and say like, oh no, I know a formula that you're just going to apply on your social media and that's going to work. It won't, because we all have different type of content. We are all different people trying something different, and authenticity is the key for success in this case. So once we have like all your content created, we're going to start sharing different types of content. Pictures, always in high quality. We're going to share some videos. We're going to share repost video from your references. We're going to create graphics. We're going to see what your audience like to see. What is their main, what do they like to consume? Sometimes they like to consume just videos, and that's fine. And you don't know that until you start asking.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just like, oh, I love doing videos, but what? Like I'm a person who loves sharing videos on my stories, But when I consume video on stories on Instagram, I don't listen the audio. I'm always on. I don't listen. So if you don't put captions on your stories, I won't know it because I won't listen to it. I would just read it. But that's me. So people who, and I know a lot of people just me. And I thought my audience was just the same. And I was like, I'm sure they're just like me. They don't like doing it. And then I asked them. I was like, I should ask, right? So I just put a poll on my stories asking, and like more than 70% of people listen with audio, which was completely different in my opinion. So we got to start doing a research. You got to start asking people, what do they want to see? What do they want to read? And I mainly recommend to use Instagram stories if you're using Instagram as your main tool, because it's so powerful and you can reach so many people within your niche.
Yeah.
Once you have you start like asking questions, you know you have like a table of content, you have like all your answers, and you start to connect them and start to creating and posting it. Once you are posting it, you got to have at least a list. That's the first thing I ask my clients. You have to have a list of 10 references. You need to know who in your niche are like rocking the world, who are people who are like 10 steps in front of you, who have done what you want to do, who who have like the experience that you want to have. So if people say, "Oh, are you asking me to copy them?" No, I'm asking you to have references, to surround yourself of people who have great content and are doing it right.
I love that. I love that.
Yes, and then you have to start connecting and engaging. There is no engagement. If you are not engaging. So you gotta, be consuming content. You gotta be sharing your thoughts on other people's content. You gotta be there for your audience, answering questions. You have to be responding to them, because once you invite them to read your content, to leave their opinion, you gotta get back to them and give them some answers. So you have to be on the platform for your audience. I'm not saying you have to spend your whole day just answering people on Instagram, but you do have to take 30 minutes of your day to engage with these people, to engage with your audience. Yeah. Once this starts happening, it's very organic. People will start reaching out. You're going to start having more ideas to create content, because once you're talking to them, you're going to have like so many new ideas of what do they really need.
Yes. And then that's a wonderful point. Like, I like to list the references, because it helps you, we can always learn from other people. So it helps you create an ability, an ecosystem to learn from people. Sometimes I struggle with like thinking of things to post and thinking of things to actually put out there. So that's a very good point. And then as far as yourself, I know you in the past have done a lot of, series where you're coaching people and brought on clientele for that. Are you currently doing that? What's next when it comes to, what Fernanda is doing as far as coaching people and bringing on clients to help them do those type of strategies?
Mm-hmm. So right now, since we are in the middle of a pandemic, I have some spots open for doing some mentoring, some consulting, mainly like a lot of people are having these ideas, are seeing that the business world is changing and they have to come up with new strategies. And at the same time, a lot of people feel stuck and just really, because it is an upsetting moment, really don't have like any new ideas. A lot of people have a bunch of new ideas of new business that you can just, help other people out during the time. And that definitely will be very useful after pandemic, because you have to think in a new world after this moment. Yeah. And you gotta get ready. We gotta, use this time to, first of all, take care of ourselves and others. So I'm not saying that you have to be creative or anything, but I'm saying is, if there is any ideas that is coming up, you should take notes of it and think how you can use it after all this moment. So I'm doing some mentorship for people who are having ideas and they don't know how to get started. What are the first steps? So helping them to organize this first moment. Love it. I'm also really focused on just creating a lot of content to help a small business to go through this pandemic. Because a lot of people just started looking at social media and Instagram mainly just now. Yeah.
Because things shut down, right? Because everyone's home, like the social media traffic, I'm sure, picked up, and people are like, oh, I have to actually use social media e-commerce because now I can't go to my physical location. So you could probably speak to why people have started to gravitate towards Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything.
Yes, exactly. So this is a new place for a lot of people. So I'm really doing like creating some content with really basic steps. How to get started on Instagram, just
I
to
love
have like
that.
a professional profile there. What should you start posting, and like really fast, mainly with less strategy than is required, but is what the moment is asking right now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's really like first steps, how to get started, how to reach your audience, how to start connecting with people, and really start like selling online. Because a lot of people, they have the ability, I usually work with online businesses, but right now I'm really focusing on a lot of small business who have like their store, just to help them, because they have this place but they can still like sell online. So I'm just helping them have this vision of bringing everything they have and putting online and start like having some income.
I love that. I love that. That's a great strategy. I'm gonna, once you have one purchase and promote, because that sounds like a great thing that people could use. I love that. Shifting gears though, quickly. I know you mentioned being a journalist, and I saw you post a long time ago about one of the stories that you were doing. You talked to the people on a fun kind of question. What maybe your favorite journalistic story that you were a part of and investigated or broadcasted when you were doing journalism? Maybe one of your favorite stories that you remember.
I think I did a documentary back in Brazil about the military years, and which was like 50 years in Brazil, and I had a chance to meet people who were living through that moment, who were abused, and were just like sharing their story, going to the place where everything happened, to the jails where they were. And I met like a woman who gone through really hard, like really bad things happened to her during the moment. And while she was sharing her story, there was no tears on her eyes. She was so she was just like, she had control, like she could tell this story with no tears on her eyes, and it was so hard to hear it. But I could see like how peace she was, because once she was a sort of survivor. Second, I cannot say that she forgave the people who did what did to her, but she was just so in peace that everything that happened had a reason, and she was much stronger right now, and she was sharing her story to prevent that everything that happened to her happen again. So I just could see so much power in that woman. I could see so much the willingness of sharing something so painful, but at the same time she felt like so strong. So, and I think that's something, this resilience of these people who have like gone through so much. They suffer during their life. They have like crazy stories that we don't know, because sometimes we don't take the time to listen to it. We are always like listening, expecting to give an answer back. And when you sit down and you listen to their stories of empowerment, of survival, or just like their real deep inside the stories, and see how powerful they came from it, and how much they are willing to share it just because they think it's important to keep their stories alive, to prevent that it will happen again. So that was like an intense period, because it was so many interviews, but the impact that those stories brought to the society was like so fulfilling for me, because it's something that you gotta talk about, and it's so hard to talk about, but we just need it. We need to keep those memories alive to prevent it will happen again.
Yes, that's a wonderful story, and I'm glad to see that you were able to, document that and share the story, broadcast it for a lot of people to really learn from that. Finally, I want people to know where to reach you. Obviously, I follow you on social media. You have great content. If people want to reach out to you, work with you, connect with you, how would they be able to do that?
For me, main thing, since I work with Instagram, it's just go on Instagram and look for Fernanda.Fell, Fell. I answer always, and I have like my content. I'm starting, Delano. I'm starting.
I love it. I love it.
Just getting started. It's a lot of work, as you probably know. Just think everything in English and then translate to Portuguese or other way around.
Exactly.
But I'm focusing on that right now. So I'm creating like all my posts right now. The last week or two, they all have translations on it.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah. So yeah, you can just go to my Instagram, Fernanda.Fell, and if there are any Brazilians listen to us, you can just go to my website, which is fernandafell.com.
Love it. Thank you, Fernanda. This is wonderful. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.